Hello everyone, Hannibal here. Welcome back to Mass Effect. So, the last time, I believe, we were given command of the Normandy, and after becoming a Spectre, so we can go and chase after Saren. And we've kind of finished off last episode by talking to all of our crewmates and just kind of getting to know everyone a little bit more. Now we're off. And actually, before we go into the galaxy map, open up the journal here. So, three main missions here. The options we have are find Liara, or go to Novaria or Pharos. And then I have some assignments here that we can work on. In any case, I'll probably go and find Liara first. That's what I usually do. I just like getting the whole crew together and then really getting going on the rest of the mission. So they don't give you her exact location. They just tell you she's somewhere in the Artemis Tau cluster. Once we find Liara, I'm probably gonna go do Asteroid X-57. That's my plan. So I could, the first time around, you'll end up spending some time looking for her, trying to figure out which one she's in. If I remember correctly though, she's in this one. It's been a little while, but I usually get it right. And then, it'll be the planet Therum. It's the only planet it should give you the option to land. And now we get to experience the Mako. Alright, so for this one, there's a really kind of annoying part. Tali, this is the one game that Tali is actually decently good for, at least in my opinion. She's one of my favorite squad mates, but for the other two games, she's not as useful because she's more specific against the Geth. So, let's go. How do I want to do this? Alright, so let's go. I don't usually use Ashley, so we'll use her for a little while. We'll go Ashley and Tali. Why not? Yeah. Not much biotic strength. That's okay for now. You don't necessarily need a fully balanced team. Although it is more useful to have fully balanced squad. There's usually some...
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings. Really strange.
Non-combat.
Like it looks like it's coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from
perks
the drop
that are
zone.
useful. Alright, so we're gonna be driving for a little bit here. We get to shoot at a bunch of oh. Been a little while since I've driven the Mako. We get to shoot at some Centurions? I don't think that's right. Get Centurions. I don't think that's right. I don't remember what they're called right now, which is, I'm disappointing myself. So a lot of people hate on the Mako. I actually like it. In Mass Effect 3, during the Citadel DLC, they make it great. There's a funny moment where you have Team Mako and Team Hammerhead, and they're making jokes at each other about which one's better. I'd be on Team Mako. A lot of people hate the Mako just because of how badly it drives, but I mean, you can get used to it. It's not really that difficult. And I actually kind of like going to like this almost first-person view. I mean, it's not really, but I seem to drive better when it's like this. Alright, here they are. There's the Geth dropship. And dodge those. So one of them hit us. Alright. That's the one nice thing of playing on normal is those guys die just a little bit easier. With only like 2 cannon shots. On the hardest difficulty, Insanity, I believe, yeah. It takes like 8 shots to kill these things. Actually, let's see, I bet the Codex, I'm really disappointing myself right now that armatures, this is Geth armatures. I knew the Codex would say something. Alright, sweet, we can level up. Oof, tough choices. Assault rifles. We want to boost Spectre training. What does that do? Yeah, we'll do that. We'll unlock Unity, because that allows me to revive down squad mates. And I kind of want to unlock sniper rifles for her, so we'll do that. We need to unlock shotguns for her, so perfect. That will work. We'll just save, because why not? Oh. Need one more. There we go. I usually do 6 saves. For some reason I only had 5. It's just the number I figured out that works best for me in terms of number of saves. 6 seems to be about right, and then I'll cycle through them. So there's some more armatures up ahead here. Oh, no, there's not. I am really off today in terms of... I promise I have more knowledge than what I'm showing. These things, these Geth turrets. I can take a few hits. Alright. There's a couple more.
This route's a no-go. They have height and cover.
So what, I mean, we could technically go that way, though on a hard difficulty. It's not suggested, for sure. And that's just from me. But there's also, the reason why they say that is because there's actually no way in if we have to go this way. Oh, there's this turret shooting at you. You have to go this way. Rex has a pretty funny line if you have him along with you. Just leads you to another turret. Blow that up. Okay. I'm a little bit rusty on them driving the Mako. It doesn't mean I don't like it though. I mean, I can see why people don't like it, but I've never minded it. I always enjoyed the Mako. Because you never see... You see that, I guess you get to use the hammerhead, but that... As far as I know, that was DLC. Specific to just DLC stuff in Mass Effect 2. There is no, like... vehicle that you used that was specific to the game. Alright, so we'll drive over here. This will unlock the gates. I think this is the one we need to exit through, but it's fun to go and open up both, or at least go into both rooms, control rooms, because there's should be some sort of weapons locker or something to decrypt and get something from. Perfect. So I do, like I said, I promise I know what I'm talking about. It's just playing, and I'm still getting used to the whole playing and talking at the same time thing. So sometimes I kind of forget what I'm talking about. Although I'm getting better. I'm absolutely getting better. I've also been doing some Oblivion videos recently. I haven't put them out yet, but so I'm having to remind myself of the controls. When you're playing like 8 different games at the same time, it starts to get a little confusing at times. Yeah, I'll shoot him. A storage locker. As long as it's fun though. Alright.
Area secured.
Then we'll just head back to the Mako and keep on going here. Yeah, that one encounter on Insanity took so much longer than what I did right there. And you really had to kind of cower from the armatures. Oh, I probably jumped too early, no? Because, I mean, there's definitely ways to, there's absolutely ways where, because you can zoom in so far, you can get certain points where they either can't see you or can't shoot at you. You can just shoot at them until they die. But I'm not quite as worried about it since we're playing on normal. And I usually, with just about every game I play, I'll play it on normal, and then I'll go and beat it on its highest difficulty, which I do enjoy, but I don't necessarily then just play on the hardest difficulty. The challenge is fun, but I don't want it to be challenging all the time. I do want to, because it always takes way longer when you're playing on a higher difficulty. I want to be able to, you know, progress through the game at a decent speed. But no, I almost always, if not always, beat every game I play on whatever its hardest difficulty is. Some games take me longer than others, but I still beat them. And currently, speaking of, currently just on my own time, working on beating Gears of War Ultimate Edition on, I think it's called Insane. And that is tough. That's definitely tough. And I'm also working through, the Halo games take forever, and I'm also working through those on Legendary difficulty. But that I usually have to give myself a little time for, because time and space, because they take forever. Let's see. Damping, right. We might want to boost electronics, repair, bypass objects, pistols, basic armor, right? Because I think I can do as an engineer. No, okay. I wasn't sure if I could do medium armor or not. I think I'm just stuck with light armor. Tough choices. Seriously tough choices. We'll do that. Well, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do encryption and do one in damping. There's so much you can upgrade in this game that it definitely is sometimes hard to choose which one you need most. I mean, and the max level in this game is 60, so I mean, but after a certain, I don't remember which level it is, but after a certain level, you only get 1 skill point to use instead of 2. So that, oop, I missed. That makes it even tougher. There's a nice little dodge there. So here's a full shot of the Mako. It just seems easier to me because you can kind of drive them like this because you can At least for me, it looks like it's a little easier to see the ridges and stuff, and so you know where to drive. And it just feels smoother driving like this for the most part. You can kind of see the ridges, so you know when the Mako's gonna leap up in the air and whatnot. Whereas when you're driving like this, it's a little harder to tell. And also when you're zoomed in, you are already kind of ready to shoot at something a little bit more. Alright. Pretty quick here, it might even be around this corner. Yep. We won't be able to take the Mako any further. And getting out. Yeah, so we'll save here. This is a great place to save. Let me run into some Geth here pretty quick. Just for fun, we'll go what if we have any better equipment here. Shotguns, I don't use those. Any better pistols? I think I'm still using the original pistol that you get from the guy at the shed in the very first mission if you have a high enough intimidate or charm skill. Nope, still not better armor for me. Actually, no better assault rifle and sniper. Nope. No better armor. Shotguns, since we have unlocked that, might as well do that for her. Weapon stability for the shotgun, and she can give her chemical rounds. Alright. And then Talia, I want using the shotgun. Her, she can use the. Okay. Sprint up here. Ow, that hurts. That really hurt. I had to use a Mediagil instantly. Even with getting behind the cover of the rock. Alright, that's too far away for the. No, never mind. I couldn't remember the cover button for a second there. Or the crouch button. That's okay. Now this part, I'm gonna want my pistol because they're gonna be at a distance. Let's give Ashley the sniper rifle. Tally, you deal with the pistol because of the fact that they're at a little more of a distance and there's a sniper, which makes things slightly annoying. And there's that. The sniper. Oop. I'm sure I'm hitting him. Alright, so we'll just switch back to these. Sprint down here a little bit. Alright, let's just heal up here, shall we? I'm not seeing the sniper anymore, so that's good. Ashley must have taken care of him. We'll just wander on up here. Take that out just for fun. Let's see. Well, come up and around here. Perfect. Okay. So before we head on up here, this part can be kind of annoying. because you have to fight an armature on foot, and you have to watch. If you lose, if you all die, then you have to watch the cutscene all over again. We'll just do that quick. All right. Yeah, that's fine. And there's some like really annoying Geth that are flying around as well. Not flying around, but they like zip from wall to wall, and one of them might be called a ghost, I think. I could be wrong there though. That's one of them. And there's the armature. Oh, yep, they are called ghosts. There's another one that's called something else. Stalkers and ghosts. Let's do overkill for you, shall we? Actually, ooh. We'll use overkill for me too. Ouch. I think I got the stalker, maybe. Can't tell. Yeah, it looks like it's just the armature now. Good, okay. Yeah, I need them to find... Alright, so now would be a great time to switch to the pistol. You can switch to the sniper rifle now, because it's the only one left. Do that for her. We want damping there. I'll hit him with damping too, because why not? Let's also hit him with that. Tally, you can use that. Alright. And then I'll also dodge that, go back to shooting him. The annoying thing is your weapon can still overheat even while you're using that ability. So let's go back to that maybe. Overkill, please. We use sabotage. I have overkill back, so let's use that. Oh, his health is pretty low. And we got him. Perfect. That's one of the more annoying fights in this game. We leveled up, so let's just clear that quick. We'll go through the equipment a little bit more later. First aid. What does medicine do? Oh, neural shock. Spectre training. Assassination, yeah. For her, we'll just dump two things into it so we can have Carnage. Carnage is a great perk to have for shotguns. It's what the Geth shock troopers, I think, when they shoot that like giant flaming red I don't know, explosive shot at you. That's what Carnage is. Just run along down here. It's quite the long tunnel down. Oh, that right there. What I just got hit with, that's what Carnage is. Perfect example. Alright, another shock trooper here. Let's just hit him with sabotage, shall we? No, I missed. Alright. Well, he's He's dead.
That's it. Bag him and tag him.
I still have that regenerating thing on my armor, so that's good. Now the elevators in this game are kind of funny. Some elevators, and
It looks like this cavern formed around the ruin.
there's
after it was built.
both kind of elevators are in this particular level, and I say both kind of elevators. The elevators are the same, but sometimes elevators will force you into the like upright position where you're not holding your weapon, and then some elevators will glitch out and will do this. And unless you purposely put away your weapon before you get into the elevator, you're just standing in this position, which is kind of funny. Alright. Medical kit. I'll take that. Assault drones. Let's go. Sabotage. Sabotage. That's the one thing about having Ashley, is that she has no real offensive abilities. I mean, her weapon selection is pretty good. She can pretty much use every kind of weapon.
Prothean's built to last. There's a lava flow cord in here.
But no real offensive abilities, which can be kind of detrimental sometimes. And here we find Liara.
Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped. I need help.
I can hear you.
Are you okay? What happened to you?
Listen, this thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so I need you to get me out of it, all right?
Venezia.
Your mother is working with Saren. Whose side are you on?
What? I am not on anybody's side. I may be Benezia's daughter, but I'm nothing like her. I have not spoken to her in years. Please, just get me out of here.
How'd you end up in there?
I was exploring the ruins when the Geth showed up, so I hid in here. Can you believe that? Geth, beyond the veil.
Yeah, I can believe
I
it.
activated the tower's defenses. I knew the barrier curtains would keep them out.
You got
When
trapped
I
in there
turned it
yourself.
on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please.
Alright, stay calm.
We'll find some way to help you.
There is a control in here that should deactivate this thing. You'll have to find some way past the barrier curtain. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. I don't know how you'll get in here. Be careful. There is a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
I'm Commander Shepard. I think I can figure it out.
Engaging target.
There's some more Geth down here. They conveniently let us finish our conversation first. Oh, come on. I almost had him. There he goes. Sabotage. No, sabotage. And then overload. Overload. Perfect. And then we're gonna need to use those. We want to take out these guys first.
I've lost shield!
Ouch. Let's use that for fun. And there should be some sort of storage locker over here. There it is. Perfect. Another one. Alright. Now, see if I can remember the mining laser code. First time through. A, X, A, no. A, X, B, Y. Yep. There's another, I don't remember which game it is, but there's another code. It's like AXA, YBYA or something like that. That's what you're supposed to do on an elevator. Doesn't always happen though. Green means Prothean basically in these games.
Oh, how
Green
did you get in
technology at
here?
least.
I didn't think there was any way past the barrier.
We have to get you out of here before more Geth arrive.
Yes, you're right. I've seen enough of them to last a lifetime.
Oh, you'll
that
see
button
more.
should shut down my containment field.
Well, see, what would have happened if nobody else had shown up? Like, you just would have been trapped in here for years. Well, you would have died before then, but...
Any idea how we get out of this place?
There is an elevator back in the center of the tower. At least I think it's an elevator. It should take us out of here. Come on.
Alright. But first... a Krogan.
I still cannot believe all this. Why would the Geth come after me? Do you think Benezia's involved?
I absolutely think Benezia's
Saren's
involved.
looking for the conduit. Think fast, Miss Prothean expert.
The conduit, but I don't know.
What the hell was that?
These ruins are not stable. That mining laser must have triggered a seismic event. We have to hurry. The whole place is caving in.
Alright, we're getting out of here.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister.
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
That's on the double? 8 minutes?
He needs to move faster.
Yep. Especially if this whole place is coming down around us. Good.
In case you didn't notice, this place is falling apart.
Exhilarating, isn't it? Thanks for getting rid of those energy fields for us. Hand the doctor over.
Whatever it is you want, you are not getting it from me.
She'll stay with us, thanks.
Not an option. Saren wants her, and he always gets what he wants. Kill her. Spare the Asari if you can. If not, doesn't matter.
He doesn't really care about what Saren wants then, does he? If he's so willing to just insta-kill her. Alright, Krogan could be an issue. Just immediately Ashley overkill. Let's hit the rocket trooper with sabotage. And that shock trooper... That's okay. Take out the sniper. Shock trooper's over there. We'll do overload. I'll do damping on him. So he can't hit us with any of those abilities. Then she'll do damping. I'll do overload. Take him out. Oh. That's him down. I'm gonna just level up twice. Alright, now we need to take out this guy. Ashley needs to use that. And he's dead. No, he's not. Now he's dead. Although Ashley went down. Joker, why aren't you there faster?
Too close, Commander. 10 more seconds, we would have been swimming in molten sulfur.
Oh, come
The Normandy
on. It
isn't
wasn't
equipped
that
to
bad.
land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there, and your pilot is making jokes?
Joker pulled our asses out of there. I think he's earned the right to a few bad jokes.
Joker's great.
I see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You saved my life back there, and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
50 years, huh?
How old are you exactly?
I hate to admit it, but I am only 106.
Only 106.
Damn. I hope I look that good when I'm your age.
A century may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours. But among the Asari, I am barely considered more than a child. That is why my research has not received the attention it deserves. Because of my youth, other Asari scholars tend to dismiss my theories on what happened to the Protheans.
I might know.
I've got my own theory on why the Protheans disappeared.
With all due respect, Commander, I have heard every theory out there. The problem is finding evidence to support them. The Protheans left remarkably little behind. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues.
Pretty much, I mean...
But here is the incredible part. According to my findings, the Protheans were not the first galactic civilization to mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
Where'd you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't any evidence.
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge, patterns that hint at the truth. It is difficult to explain to someone else. I cannot point to one specific thing to prove my case. It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research. But I know I'm right, and eventually I will be able to prove it. There were other civilizations before the Protheans. This cycle
the
has
Keepers had to
repeated
come from
itself
somewhere,
many
right?
times over.
If the Protheans weren't the first, then who was?
I don't know. There is barely any evidence on the Protheans, even less on those who came before them. I cannot prove my theory, but I know I am right. The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization rises up, it is suddenly and violently cast down. Only ruins survive. The Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them. And then, like all the other forgotten civilizations
close.
throughout
Not
galactic
quite, but you're
history,
close.
the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
I think I can answer that question for you.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines. The Reapers.
The Reapers? But I have never heard of. How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions. Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed to transmit information directly into the mind of the user. Finding one that still works is extremely rare. No wonder the Geth attacked Eden Prime. The chance to acquire a working beacon, even a badly damaged one, is worth almost any risk. But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology. Whatever information you received would have been confused, unclear.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process. You must be remarkably strong-willed, Commander.
Okay, this isn't helping us find Saren or the conduit.
Jealous, Ashley?
Of course, you are right. I am sorry, my scientific curiosity got the better of me. Unfortunately, I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit, or Saren.
You can still help us.
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off if we bring you along.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than here on your ship. and my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
And her biotics will come in handy when the fighting starts.
Good to have you on the team, Liara.
Yep.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
When was the last time you ate or slept? Dr. Chakwa should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the shock of discovering the Prothean's true fate. I need some time to process all this. Still, it
Liara
could
was
not hurt
such,
to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to think things over. Are we
It's amazing how
finished,
much she
Commander?
grows over the course of a couple games.
We can talk again after you've seen the doctor. The rest of you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch
She
you through
goes
the
through a lot
council?
more stressful stuff than what she's been through. Sure, yeah,
Patch
we'll
him through,
send...
Joker.
Setting
talk
up the
to the
link now,
council.
Commander.
We've received your report, Commander. I understand Dr. Tassoni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security precautions.
She's not dangerous.
Liara's on
well,
our
she
side.
is, but
The Geth were trying to kill her.
Benezia would never allow Saren to kill her daughter.
maybe she didn't know.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Or maybe we don't know her. We never expected she could become a traitor.
This is true.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
It was only trying to collapse around
The
us.
Geth were crawling all over those ruins. We were lucky to make it out alive.
Of course, Commander. The mission must always take priority.
Good luck, Commander. Remember, we are all counting on you.
Okay. Time to, talk to the team again. Actually, I think... yeah. I'll have to do this for the squad the next time I take them out, but, do 1 point each in that. First aid. Medicine does neural shock. And then also reduce cooldown of first aid, huh? Interesting. Alright, it's just me. Okay, codex. Equipment. Just check, see if there's anything better we got here. Still doesn't look like it. What am I using in terms of heatsink? That's a good choice for that. Hammerhead rounds. Let's use chemical rounds, shall we? And then for the pistol, combat sensor, improved sighting, recoil damper. Oh, and I don't have any sort of... phasic rounds. Shield bypass, but minus 30% damage. Sure, we can do that. Shield battery, there we go, shield battery 3. Is that what I'm using right now? Is the shield battery 3? I guess so. Yeah. That boost the shields. Alright. Go talk to Joker up here.
I prefer gold to silver, you know, for my medal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I pulled the boots out of the fire.
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours. Fun, fun.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal's worth that. So, Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
Just to hear your
I have to go.
witty
See
remarks.
ya.
There's some, he has some, I mean, he always has some pretty great lines, but there's in Mass Effect 2, if you, like, after a mission, if you just stand behind his chair, he, I think he'll do, like, up to 4 different lines of something, and they can be pretty funny. And it's not even talking to him. You just stand behind his chair and listen to him as he's spouting off something. I always enjoy the Joker and his lines.
Anything you need,
Bumped the
Commander?
mic. Sorry about that.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or
No,
off the
speak your mind.
Alenko, when it's just you and me, you can consider it off the record.
That's a generous attitude. Okay. I think there's something wrong with all this. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council.
You'd
should see this
think,
coming.
but they're never really all that
Sorry
helpful.
if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element zero in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. Bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
That would suck.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock. Outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was
Something
this
to
girl
do.
named Rana, who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich. But she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. I think you'd have liked her.
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
Do you know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one
No.
knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals.
There's no way some of the
It was
things would
different.
happen, I'm
No
sure.
one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything Kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Jump Zero is a long way from home.
Sounds suspicious.
What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. But that's my own baggage, Commander. No bearing on this.
Alenko, there's no regulation that says you can't be friends with your commander.
It is
I
true.
appreciate that, Commander. I just don't want you to think that I'm a whiner. Besides, I've got my past squared away.
Alright. Let's go check on Liara. Chalk West unfortunately doesn't have any new lines.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
Yeah, I was.
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
She's pretty good.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
Don't mention it.
I'm just glad we got there in time.
so am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Venezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
A little bit, yeah. Sounds lonely. That's for sure.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers. But I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau. I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
I completely understand that.
You don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Venezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Venezia.
Well, maybe you did.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part of growing up.
You share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepard. That is exactly what Venezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating.
Forgot to plug my computer in. Almost died there for a second. That would have been bad.
By working Prothean technology.
If you heard any moving around, that's why. That's what I was doing. I'm fascinating?
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Don't worry. I was just kidding.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking?
A good specimen for an in-depth
How could I
study.
be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool.
No.
Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
Alright, I will.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Alright. I love it though. I only meant you be a good specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's not right. Alright, so we'll just head down the elevator here. I'm thinking we might call it good after talking to everybody. We'll see what I decide here. I haven't really figured out whether I want to do hour or hour and a half yet for episode length, but hour and a half would probably be better, but I guess it just depends. We'll see. See how I feel.
Commander, you have a minute to talk?
Sure.
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander.
Of course they
do
should.
have full access to the ship.
They may not serve the Alliance, Chief, but they're allies. At least as far as Saren goes.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
Oh, come on.
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies. We, humanity, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
Yeah, but we
Standing
need,
up for
we need
ourselves
people.
doesn't mean standing alone.
I don't think we should turn down allies. I just think we shouldn't bet everything on them staying allies. As noble as the Council members seem now, If their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
I mean, the council maybe, but not
You've got
not
a
these
pessimistic
guys.
view of the universe, Williams.
These
A
guys will stick with us
pessimist
to
is
the
what an
end.
optimist calls a realist. Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
It doesn't sound like you've worked with aliens before.
No, sir.
Well, then, I mean,
Mainly
you gotta
I've
give
been
it a
on
try,
part
right?
of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation on a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical scores are exemplary. You should be serving with the fleet.
Anyway, that's why I haven't served with many aliens, Commander.
You're lucky. I lost my family on Mindoir. Are you related to anyone I'd have heard of?
You
Couldn't say,
probably.
Commander. I read about Mindoir. The Alliance screwed the pooch on that one. Should have had a bigger garrison. Is that why you're out here? To take the fight to the pirates?
No.
Mainly I wanted to serve. Protect the Alliance, save lives, you know.
Glad to hear it. I'd hate to think you were out here for a free college education.
All right. I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is a multilateral mission. You're going to have to work with aliens, like it or not.
And they get free reign of the
It
ship.
won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
What about me?
Would you kiss anyone I ordered you to?
That depends, sir. If you ordered me to kiss a superior officer, that would be a violation of the regs concerning fraternization. That would make it an illegal order. I'd be required to decline and relieve you of command.
Oh, come on. You're being too specific.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Not sure I'd buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
Oh, I believe her.
I think she's being straight with us. Or at least, I don't think she lies very often.
Yeah, she's probably really bad at it. Hey, want me to ask her about her sex life? Might be illuminating.
Don't be cruel.
I don't think she's used to teasing. Good-natured or otherwise.
No, she's
no
not.
fun, Commander. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
We'll talk later, Williams.
Looking forward to it, sir.
Sure, we'll talk to Rex. He's right here. Then we'll go to Garrus and then talk to Tally.
So,
Maybe we'll go to an hour and a half.
Saren on the run.
It won't be long now.
Do like a
Saren's
smaller
good,
mission or something.
but I'm better.
Good. He's rotten. To the core. I could tell as soon as I met him.
You knew Saren?
Why
What
didn't
is
you tell me
this?
this sooner?
I would have if I thought it was important.
Okay, fair enough.
I think I'd like to hear about it just the same.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the Terminus systems. They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them. They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
Saren recruited you?
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter. Our biggest haul yet. I was on board checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra credits. That's when I saw him.
What was he doing?
What did Saren want with the ship?
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship, watching. Couple of the mercs called him by name, but he never spoke to them. Never spoke to anyone. I had a really bad feeling about him, so I got the hell out. Didn't even wait to get paid.
That's pretty impressive if you didn't even wait to get paid.
What kind of cargo was the freighter carrying? What was Saren after?
I don't know. All I saw on that ship was food and medical supplies. There were some basic weapons, but nothing big. If there was anything of value on that ship, I didn't see it. That's why I didn't mention it sooner.
Whose ship was it?
There was a Volus trading vessel. Big one. Lots of guards. But they were no match for us.
Whatever happened to the crew?
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you. But my instincts were right. Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week. Every damn one.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger.
I don't remember if I actually talked to
We're
him
too
about this or
spread
not.
out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
I think I already have,
Ask
but
the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
yeah, I'm
So
pretty
long,
sure
Rex.
I already
Shepard.
talking about that. So we'll go see Garrus.
Commander, how are you?
Why did you want to be a CSEC officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
Like what?
Like what?
Oh,
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it, too. He was CSEC, one of the best.
I mean, yeah,
I grew
that
up hearing
can
about his
often play into it.
accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
That's tough. But you'd think he'd be impressed you're going after Saren.
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren.
No.
He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate. Me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises
Should have done it anyways.
He hates the idea of
I mean, come
some
on, you could have been a
unlimited
Spectre,
power, no
Garrus.
accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
I suppose I can understand his concern.
You can. But Saren's not going to play by our rules, CSEC's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
Just because you can break the rules doesn't mean
It's
you
very
should.
true.
I don't need to stoop to Saren's level to stop him. And neither do you, Garrus.
I see what you mean, but I'll think about it. Thanks, Commander.
That's all I need you to do. We'll talk to Tally.
Something I can do for you, Commander.
No, didn't mean to
Carry
talk
on,
to you.
Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Wanted to do that. No, that. Alright.
Oh, hello, Shepard.
You sound unhappy.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me, especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth, it feels like we're not even moving. And the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
I mean, usually want silence for sleep, right?
The silence wakes you up?
Back on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear is silence. It means an engine's died or an air filter shut down. I guess you don't have to worry about that here. But old habits die hard.
I mean, that's understandable.
But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing. Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
I mean, that's okay.
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone.
That's true. I'm starting to wonder if that's what the pilgrimage is really about. It's given me a whole new perspective on my people and our culture.
It's a good thing.
You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them. But maybe they just wanted a different life.
I mean, but that's okay too.
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually. But we have to stop Saren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
Alright.
I should go.
See you later.
Maybe we got time to do some sort of shorter mission, I think. Head on back up the elevator here. Maybe. Thank you. Got plenty of side missions we can choose from. Alright, head up to the galaxy map here. Let's decide what we want to do here. Hostage, Gamma, Hades Gamma. I might, well, what's my, for that one? My charm's actually decently high. I might want it to be up here though before I do that one, just to be safe. So, hostile takeover. I'm not gonna do that one just yet. Survey team. I could do that one. Strenus, Hades Gamma, Sparta. Oh yeah, the Admiral Gohoku. We're actually right near the Sparta system. So let's do that one. Because we're in the Knossos or Knossos system, and Sparta should be one of these. Athens, Macedon, Sparta. Alright, so we'll go check on Admiral Gohoku's missing team.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
There should be
Commander
Gohoku.
Shepard, my name is
Oh no,
Asana
it's the Sana
Dantius.
Dantius.
I have a job for you. I can't say anymore in an unsecured communication. If you're interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge on the Presidium.
And that is more or less how they get you, how the game developers get you to go back to the Citadel the second time around. Trying to remember, see, I haven't done this one in a while. I think it's this one though. Oh, unknown. Sure, we'll survey it. Prothean data disco. There's collectibles you can collect in this game. Ha ha ha. Collect collectibles. Anyways, I don't even know if they're attached to achievements. And they're not really useful. So I did it once where I collected everything.
Commander, I'm picking up a signal from the planet's
Okay, it's
surface.
this one.
It looks like an automated distress beacon.
Alright, so this is the one we need to go to. I think it'll really matter who we bring with us, but I mean, I want to use Tally, but then we don't have any biotics. I mean, I don't think we really need any biotics. I don't know. You know, really good combination is Liara and Tally, because Liara is all biotics and Tally is all tech, and then if you play like an all combat class, then you're completely fully rounded out. Alright, so we'll just save here, just to be safe. After we level up these two guys. Fitness, sure, there we go. Let's give her a couple more points in that, and then there we go. Okay, we'll save. It's been a little while since we've saved. Right, I'm gonna need to bring up the map if I want to find this thing. There we go. And distress signal, anomaly, debris. So it's the anomalies and debris. They sometimes get you some of those collectibles. And other times it's just like credits, but. And I did do, like I said, I did do one playthrough where it was, I found every single piece of debris and anomaly and collected everything, and it really isn't worth it. It's worth it to do once, and after that I wouldn't suggest it. Alright, so, one tip playing these games, if you find a flat space like this, doesn't really matter what type of planet it is, if you find any sort of flat space, there's probably going to be Thresher Maws, at least one Thresher Maw. So, just as a pro tip, and my point exactly, and the thing is you gotta keep driving because it just pops up anywhere. Hit it again, and it does some pretty bad damage to your vehicle, so it's, you want to not get hit by the whatever it spits at you. It can take quite a bit of hits too. So. All right. Well, we know what we at least know what happened to the missing team there. They probably got eaten by the Thresher Maw. And you can still hurt it as it's going back underneath the surface. I think I missed on that one. Keeps appearing back there. Yeah, that was a definite miss. Oh, there. Oh, that was. Might have hit us there. I think I missed that last one, otherwise I'm pretty sure I would have died. And alright, we got it. Now we're safe to get out here. No, I thought we killed it. We got points for killing it, but I guess not. Okay, now I think we're safe to get out.
Got it.
Alright. No, there we go. We'll check out these Marines here.
Soldiers. Looks like they were lured here by the distress beacon.
These are Admiral Kahoku's men.
Yep.
We need to tell him what happened here.
Alright, so that's done. We can just go back to the Normandy. So yeah, no, like I said, any flat space like that, there's most likely going to be a Thresher Maw. And then, something I can examine over here. Let's see here. I want to kind of try and do, before we head back to the Citadel, I want to try and do those missions that that end on the Citadel that we have to go and talk to people about. So let's go. Actually, we'll exit here quick because I need to find out which system it's in. Journal. We want privateers. The Strenus system in the Horsehead Nebula. Okay. That'll probably be the last thing we do this time around. But we don't want to do any more main missions before we head back to the Citadel either. So let's see. Horsehead Nebula, Kepler Verge, Hawking Etta, Anakin Beta, Armstrong, Voyager, Purpose Row. There we go. And then the Strenus system. We don't even need to land on a planet this time around, though. We are looking for... I think we're still looking... Yep, there it is. Unknown. I knew it was right near that planet. Actually, yeah, well, never mind. We are going to have to land on the planet. It just leads us... You survey that, and then it tells you that something happened, and they're down on this planet. Or that leads you to this planet. Zawin, I guess, is how you'd say that. Shouldn't really matter who we take.
I'm on my way.
Oh, now we want to do. We want to open up. I've been playing Oblivion, so I keep hitting B for the menu instead of start. We want map. Anomaly. It's probably this. Yeah, mercenary camp. Set destination, and then we'll just save real quick. In the level 1 hazards, there's multiple levels of hazards, but if there's a hazard on a planet, you can only be outside of the vehicle for so long before you just die. And the higher hazard level it is, the short amount of time you can be outside of the Mako before you die. Bouncing all around here. So I said that earlier I mentioned this is just something that randomly popped into my head, but I mentioned earlier that there are that 60 is the level cap for this game, which it is, but it's nearly impossible. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's impossible. I just said, although I would say it's nearly impossible to actually get to level 60 the first time you play the game. Because you can reload the game and start from the beginning with everything you already have. And it's on that like second playthrough that you usually can get to level 60. Like I said, I'm not going to claim that it's impossible, but I will say it's very hard, put it that way, to actually reach level 60 in one playthrough. Because level 50, pretty much level 50 through 60 takes a lot of experience points, a lot of XP to get each level, and it's kind of hard to do that even with all the missions, even if you do everything in the game. Maybe if you do everything in the game you could get all the way through level 60, but in one playthrough I usually get to like level 40, 45. It's those last 10 or 15 levels though that take a while. Alright, so it's gonna allow me to a save, which is good. Sometimes it doesn't always allow you to save because there are enemies, but since they're not aggroed on you, I guess, then aggroed on me yet, that's probably why I can hacking. I could use shield boost though. Medicine. I don't really need neural shock, so I'm not gonna grab that. Sometimes you kind of have to pick and choose. Dump another point to assault rifles. First aid. Decryption. And another shotguns. Okay. Just save one more time since we've already... Alright. Now the fun part. Peek around the corner.
Enemies everywhere!
That's one way to take them out.
I'm on.
Do that. I guess I'll do that. Oh goody, Krogans.
Enemies everywhere!
I want you to use damping too. In the meantime, I'll use that. And then you can use... I'll use that. Ashley can use that. Okay, one's down.
Enemies everywhere!
Well, that one. There's Tally down.
Enemies everywhere!
And that was pretty much a wasted overkill. Ouch. That's not good. Let's do this. And that. I need to do this. Because I am hurting very, very badly. Thanks to that sniper. Okay, Krogan's down. The Mage-L takes a while to reload. Can't zoom in for some reason. Just frustrating. Can I heal, please? Let's just, yeah. Oh, there's someone. Thank you. Now I can zoom in. I didn't remember the zooming in function being attached to health, but whatever. Perfect. It's a great way to kill somebody. I love the fact that there's booby traps hidden among pretty much every base you ever go into. You just wait for the enemy to run by and shoot the explosive, whatever it is. And it doesn't always necessarily kill them, but it does some damage, that's for sure. Oh, and Tally's down again, so I'm gonna have to wait for Unity to recharge or kill this last guy, which appear to be up there, so just run over here. It's the sniper. That should get Tally up. Yep, there she is. Alright. You can't shoot these things. Not really useful in most situations to shoot them though, so. There's only one mission where you actually have to destroy a bunch of them. The explosion doesn't even really do anything to enemies. It's not much from what I remember. Computer console. Break into this. Easy enough. Oh, and there's the dude we're looking for. Gareth's brother. Alright, well that's... Ooh, aid station. Perfect. Never refilled my Medi-Gel. The ability itself is still recharging, but at least I'm full on Medi-Gel again. Well, at least we can go back to Gareth and tell him he can mourn his brother. And then, is there anything in here? Disposal canister. Armor-piercing rounds. Alright. I'd say that's probably a pretty good place to stop. So we'll just head back to the Mako here, so we can head back to the Normandy. I always park the Mako super close to the door, just because of these hazard type things. You can just hop right into the vehicle. Alright, return to the Normandy. So you don't have to worry about like trying to make it there before you die. It's just easier to park it right next to the door. And also, it's a lot further of a run when you're not in the Mako than what you'd expect. Alright, so we're just going to save here. Clear that out. Thanks everyone for watching, and hope you guys join me for next time. Thanks.